Dead Rising is a game that requires a lot of skill and time management to survive. However, one of the core things that keeps you from getting your sweet sucking seeking by a bunch of zombies is the ability to level up with PP. Leveling up gives you its skill moves, the ability to hit harder than a toddler, moving faster than an autistic cripple, and giving you the throwing arm of a baseball player with hard strength. Throughout my almost 10 years of playing Dead Rising, there has always been a question lingering in the back of my mentally ill mind. Can you beat Dead Rising level 1? While it has technically been done before, it was done by a professional at Dead Rising 1, not your average everyday artist. I'm also doing some special rules which I will get to in a little bit. The first thing I want to say is that this would not have been possible without the Watchdog Trainer made by Stippo, which will be linked in the description in case you want to try the CB key of the challenge too. Okay, now on to the rules of the challenge. Number 1, I must keep the level 1 sheet on at all times. It's in the title of the video, what you expect. Okay, number 2, all psychos must die, or else I'll fail, I don't know. Number 3, I must get the best ending. Yeah, I wouldn't be beating the game if I didn't. Numero 4, no small chainsaw, as it's basically the easy mode of the game if you pick it up, and it's kind of me defeating the purpose of the challenge. Anyways, that's enough intro, let's get into case 1 of the challenge. We start the game on a shop manned by some guy I don't know, carrying Frank West, who has recently discovered he is incapable of growing his PP. In his blind fury, he has decided to head to some mall named Willamette to slaughter random people he finds for money to fix his PP issues. I skipped the photo taking section as picture taking will be completely worthless except for 2 specific times in the game, and also for fun if I wanna. Unfortunately, this also skips my meeting with some random Mexican dude, and I completely ignore him as I enter the door to the safe room. I immediately lose focus as to why I'm here, and as I put on some new clothes. I snap out of my trance and make it to the mall. However, I quickly realize there is something wrong, as I see we have a bigger zombie problem than the fat asshole with a camera coming to kill everyone. I make haste to acquaint myself with the surviving residents of Willamette. However, I'm not strong enough to rescue everyone, as the granny goes off on a murderous rampage to not find her dog. The ensuing chaos causes the barricade to be destroyed, releasing a torrent of walking corpses to feast on bleh. I grab a shotgun from a corpse as I run out of the mall to find refuge in the safe room. There I find Otis, who gives me a map and a phone which he will constantly annoy me with. I exit the safe house via a vent and find the first member of the team, Jeff, who suspiciously looks like one of my old gym teachers, yeah. I even find his wife and my second teammate, Natalie, who is by far the most worthless teammate besides the crippled ones. And Jeff the shotgun I picked up, and we head off on our merry way. I get a call from Otis and go to retrieve American Torso. Jeff has the audacity to shoot me after I throw an entire mannequin at his wife. I telekinetically sense someone behind me, so I grab a fire extinguisher to defend myself. I swing wildly at the threat, and find only a woman with big old titties who hands me her gun after looking convincing. I immediately hand the gun to the worthless old granny who was in my squad. After that, we enter the mall and I'm finally able to complete myself after all these years. I then tell the two ancient beings to wait on the other side of the mall as I find a well-hidden Uzi. I grab some OJ before heading on my way. Throughout the run, I'll attempt to have my inventory consist of a weapon for crowd control, a weapon for psychos, a ranged weapon, and a healing item. I guide my squad through the park, and am able to make it through with minimal effort. I enter the food court only to be shot at for being a man wearing a big yellow head. I also find a man named Brad who is locked in a gunfight with the same man who's shooting at us. Brad instructs me to kill Carly. Baby, I've getting like 85 bullets shot into him. With the threat dealt with, I am able to make a deal with Brad. He gets an old man, and I get a ton of money to fix my PP issues. After that's settled, I drop my Uzis and Uzi and make a quick step. The quick step will be the only way besides vehicles and skateboards that I'll be able to move faster than a snail. I grab another Uzi this chef was guarding and head on my way. Ellie begins having a stupid doo-doo panic attack and is left behind due to being absolutely worthless. And we now only have Jeff. Jeff, Brad, and I make it to where I told Brad the old man was. However, is unable to take him as he has barricaded himself in with a bunch of hentai. I don't even know how a man who is like 77 years old can still get hard, let alone bust. Brad heads back to the safe house to have sex with Otis. I don't care. While Jeff has a mental breakdown due to his wife being left behind, I find a new teammate. Bill was somehow trapped behind boxes filled with mash that were like half a pound and also a bunch of apples. I hand him an Uzi and we go back to our magical quest. I record Jeff having his episode, yell at them to follow me. I take them both to eat at a hamburger place with no hamburgers and tell them to fool. They're gonna need it for the first real boss battle of this run. I get down to 1 block of health, but am thankfully able to find the Cookie Monster's secret stash and heal the almost full. I make it to the location of the first real boss and yell at the two retards to run headfirst into a giant horde of donkeys. I leave them there and take a fat piss in case anything goes horribly wrong, which is very possible due to this being one of the worst fights in the entire series. I'm able to get back to my sprouts and open the door to find Cletus, who is currently arguing with someone I can only assume to be an experiment to see if someone can function without a brain. He shows that the experiment was a failure as he replaces his guts with bugs. instantly has his neck suit on by the man he shot. I load my pockets with 2 snipers and 2 shotguns each. The snipers are for the second real boss of the game, and the shotguns are for the survivors I might find. After loading my pants with guns, I rush back to Paradise Plaza, as I really need to complete this quest that's about to run out to unlock a psychopath man. With that, I head back to the safe house to find Brad and Jesse talking about how they're gonna get out of there. Jesse offers to help test if the surgery to get my pee-pee back in working order works, and I offer my shopper to come pick us up. I believe we have come to an agreement, as Brad goes back into the mall to find supplies or something. And with that, we are finished with the first Days of Dead Rising Level 1. If you think the game's not been challenging so far, it is only case 1. Believe me, the next cases are definitely not gonna be as forgiving. Personally, I was not expecting to beat Cletus so easily. But only time will tell if Frank will be able to get his PP back working, and if I will still be sane by the end of the challenge. Thanks for watching. See you in the next case if I decide to do it. Bye.